So listen, I'm not gonna lie. After that little bird flu scare, and I don't even want to downplay it like that. After that bird flu scare, called it little, I shouldn't have done that, but it's got my antennas up and farmers in my radar. You know what I mean? So I want to know what they're doing, what they're discovering, what they're working on, harvesting, whatever. I just want to continue to monitor and pay attention to them. So I'm looking for videos on farmers. This one here is Texas farmer was digging in the field when he unearthed this. So let's see what's happening.
Many farmers are tonight pinning their hopes on a supply of the world's strongest mice-killing chemical.
Farmers spend their days tending to crops and caring for livestock. But sometimes, the earth beneath their feet holds secrets that no one could ever expect to uncover. Around the world, routine agriculture.
That would have been my last day as a farmer. And if it would have happened on my first day, it would have been my last day as a farmer, bro. No way. That was all rats and mice, I think.
Cultural tasks have led to incredible discoveries that challenge our understanding of history. These finds are so extraordinary, they turn an ordinary day on the farm into a remarkable journey into the past. From giant eggs to pigs with 8 legs, here are 20 shocking discoveries made by farmers.
Their cow gave birth to a 2-headed calf. A birth like this happens every 1 in 400 million times.
See, maybe before that whole report of bird flu, I'd have been like, oh, look at that. You know what I mean? That's a miracle. Now I'm like, are they feeding us that? What's going on here?
Number 20. Eggception. In a small Texas farming community, what began as a regular day of collecting eggs quickly turned into an extraordinary find. A local farmer discovered an egg that was so large, it almost seemed impossible. It was nearly 3 times the size of a normal egg, weighing over 6 ounces. Curiosity got the best of the farmer, and he cracked open the oversized egg. To his amazement, inside was another complete egg. This rare phenomenon, called a double egg, happens when a hen's reproductive system produces 2 eggs so close together that one gets trapped inside the other. The result is an egg inside an egg, a sight so unusual that few people will ever witness it in their lifetime. This particular double egg soon became famous, going viral after the farmer shared photos online. Despite the oddity, the egg was completely safe to eat, offering a rare glimpse of nature's unpredictability. Double eggs remind us that nature never ceases to surprise us, and sometimes those surprises happen in the most unexpected places. Number 19.
Who makes that call to say it's safe enough to eat? I think I'm gonna stick with the regular eggs that only have 1 inside of them, and it hasn't affected me thus far, so I'm gonna continue doing it that way. Y'all can venture out and experience and experiment with yourselves with that new egg. Nah, no thank you, bro.
Octop Pig. In 2014, a farmer in rural China found himself staring at an unbelievable sight. One of his piglets, born with an extra set of limbs, quickly made headlines around the world. The piglet, which was part of a litter of 8, had 4 additional legs growing out from its abdomen. This rare condition, known as polymelia, isn't just limited to humans. It can occur in various animals, though it's incredibly uncommon. Despite the extra limbs, Octop Pig was otherwise healthy, engaging in typical piglet activities like nursing and exploring its environment. However, due to its unusual anatomy, moving around was somewhat challenging. The farmer, aware of the potential complications of surgery, chose not to intervene. Instead, he decided to care for Octop Pig as it was, making sure the piglet had everything it needed to thrive. Polymelia didn't harm Octop Pig's health, but it certainly raised questions about the limits of nature's designs. Number 18. Human-faced pig. In South America, a farmer made a chilling discovery in a new litter of piglets. Among them was one that stood out not because of its size or color, but due to its startling facial features. The piglet had an almost human-like face, its features so strikingly unusual that many were shocked. The little piglet appeared weak and struggled to stand, unlike its healthier siblings. Onlookers were disturbed by how roughly the farmer handled the fragile piglet, a sight that sparked concern. Many felt the poor animal deserved more gentle treatment, considering its unique and vulnerable condition. The discovery of this strange piglet left people wondering about the genetic or environmental factors that might have caused such an anomaly. While the piglet's appearance was a mystery, it was yet another reminder of how unexpected occurrences can emerge from the most ordinary of situations. Number 17.
Crazy part about that is, and y'all know it as well as I do, some places will still slaughter that pig and feed it to you, or hand it to you, or sell it to you in the form of something like a regular pig would distribute. I mean, bacon or something like that. They'll still slaughter that, bro.
World War II German fighter plane. On a typical afternoon in Denmark, Daniel Ram Christensen and his father Klaus embarked on what they thought would be a fun, historical project. Inspired by a lesson in Daniel's history class, Klaus jokingly suggested they search their family's farm for a rumored German fighter plane that his grandfather had once mentioned. Armed with a metal detector and little expectation, they began scanning the fields. What they uncovered was far beyond a family legend. As they dug deeper, the metal debris revealed the wreckage of a German Messerschmitt Bf 109, a fighter plane from World War II. Buried for over 70 years, the plane had crashed on their land during the war. Along with the wreckage, they discovered the remains of the pilot, a wallet, money, and even a small book. The Messerschmitt Bf 109 was a key part of the Luftwaffe, used in critical battles such as the Battle of Britain. The discovery was not just a significant historical find, but also a poignant connection to the past. The remains and items were eventually handed over to the Historical Museum of Northern Jutland. Analysis revealed Danish coins and food stamps, further deepening the mystery of the downed pilot and adding new layers to the story of this long-buried piece of history. The Christensen family's find was an incredible glimpse into the past, reminding us that history can often be uncovered in the most unexpected places.
Now, this poses a question for me, and this could be a crazy question. I don't know, but I'm still going to ask it, right? That being in the ground like that, does that affect the soil? Like, do farmers take around like metal detectors and different things to go over across the ground and check it before they use that soil to produce crops or whatever? Do they do stuff like that? I don't know. I'm asking because that just made me think. I'm like, wonder how a crash and fuel and all kind of different chemicals and stuff that could be inside of a plane, how does that affect the soil? Does it eventually just, you know what I mean, go away and not affect it, or over time slowly get back to the point to where it's not there or present anymore, or what? Just interesting thought.
Number 16. 6-foot crater. In the peaceful fields of Patney, Wiltshire, a local farmer's normal day was dramatically interrupted when he discovered a massive 6-foot wide crater on his property. As he inspected the site, he realized it was the result of an army artillery shell that had gone off course. The shell, which had missed its target by 5 miles, had traveled over 2 villages before landing with a thunderous crash in the farmer's field. Miraculously, despite the destructive potential of the shell, no one was injured and no property damage was reported. The Army immediately responded by halting all live firing exercises to investigate the cause of the misfire. Modern artillery can travel distances of up to 30 miles, so the incident raised concerns. Experts reviewed weather conditions, possible equipment malfunctions, and human error to prevent a recurrence of such a dangerous mistake. Although this rare incident didn't result in any casualties, it served as a reminder of how even the smallest miscalculation can lead to unexpected consequences. Number 15. Thousands of mice. In 2021, Australia faced an overwhelming crisis in the form of a massive mouse plague that took the country by surprise. The infestation was so severe that towns, farms, and villages were overrun by millions of mice.
Took the mice by surprise too, bro. The way they scramble in like roaches when the lights come on, bro. I ain't never known mice to just break out. I've seen them like run or dart or something like that, but the way they scrambling.
In New South Wales, one farmer discovered his barn was entirely swarmed by the rodents, which seemed to cover every inch of the ground, devouring machinery, hay, and anything they could gnaw on. The sight of the vast number of mice was nothing short of apocalyptic. The outbreak of the plague was tied to an unusually good grain harvest, which created a massive surplus of food, combined with frequent rains that provided the perfect breeding conditions. With such a vast food source and ample shelter, the mouse population exploded. This surge in numbers led to widespread devastation. Crops were destroyed, food supplies in homes were contaminated, and even hospitals experienced reports of mice biting patients. For farmers, the economic toll was steep, with some losing as much as $300,000 in crops. The 2021 plague reshaped the understanding of how such natural disasters can escalate quickly and affect local communities. The plague of 1993, which had been considered the worst, now seemed small by comparison. Number 14. Four-legged chicken. In the quiet farmlands of northern Queensland, Australia, a farmer made an astonishing discovery. One of his chickens had been born with not 2, but 4 legs. The rare bird, which had developed a genetic condition known as polymelia, quickly became the talk of the local farming community. Polymelia, a condition that leads to the growth of extra limbs, is exceedingly rare but has been documented in several species, including chickens. This four-legged chicken faced a difficult start to life. Its odd appearance led to bullying from the other hens, who pecked at it relentlessly. Concerned for its safety and well-being, the farmer, Jess Leeming, took to social media, hoping to find a new home for the bird. Luckily, Olive Needham, a local conservationist, stepped in to provide the care the chicken needed. Despite its extra legs, the bird didn't seem to be bothered by the condition. However, its life on the farm was challenging due to the bullying from other chickens. Thanks to the kindness of those who stepped in to help, the chicken was given a chance to thrive in a more supportive environment. This rare case of polymelia highlighted the surprising things nature can produce and how a community can come together to help an animal in need. Number 13.
I feel like that's the type of chicken that church's chicken be looking for. You ever look at they chicken? It's weird, right? Or is it just me? I always thought that for some reason.
1,800-year-old Roman tombs. In December of 2023, a farmer from the village of Nova Varbovka in Bulgaria made a staggering discovery while plowing his field. During his usual farming routine, he uncovered 2 Roman tombs, dating back an impressive 1,800 years. These tombs, made of brick and lined with plaster, were sealed with large limestone slabs, which suggested that the people buried inside were likely of significant wealth and status. One of the tombs contained the remains of a man and a woman, believed to have been between the ages of 45 and 60 at the time of their deaths. Accompanying the remains were valuable artifacts such as gold jewelry, coins, and a silver-plated brooch, as well as lacrimaria, glass vessels used in ancient times to collect mourners' tears. These items indicated that the burial site was from the early 3rd century CE, a period when the region was part of the Roman province of Moesia. The second, smaller grave held the remains of a child, aged between 2 and 3 years. Alongside the child's skeleton was a rare bronze medallion depicting Roman Emperor Caracalla, minted in Asia Minor around 214 CE. This discovery, along with the grave goods, suggests that the family may have had ties to the Roman town of Nicopolis ad Istrum, not far from the site. Number 12. Two-headed calf. In Baker County, Florida, farmer Dwight Cruz was shocked when one of his cows gave birth to a calf with 2 faces. This rare condition, known as polycephaly, caused the calf, named Annabelle by Dwight's daughter, to be born with 2 heads, each with its own set of eyes, noses, and mouths. Polycephaly is an incredibly rare genetic disorder, with the odds of it occurring being 1 in 400 million. Despite her extraordinary appearance, Annabelle struggled to stand and was unable to nurse from her mother, so Dwight bottle-fed her. What was even more unusual was that when Annabelle drank from one mouth, the other also seemed to suckle, which baffled Dwight and his family. With her unique condition, Annabelle faced many challenges, and due to the rarity of her condition, the longest a two-headed calf has survived is 40 days. However, Dwight remains hopeful that Annabelle will continue to defy expectations. He has been in touch with Ripley's Believe It or Not, hoping that Annabelle's story will inspire others and raise awareness about such rare conditions.
But have we really looked into this? Because initial reaction is you want to just go, this is a possible birth defect. The fact that it survived is a miracle. Getting somebody that helped take care of it, seeing how long we can keep it alive, this and that. But I'm telling you, since all of this stuff is going down, I'm looking at things a little bit different. Part of me still wants to go but part of me wants to be like, okay, did we look at the mother? What was she eating during this pregnancy and time of it? Like, what was she ingesting? Was there anything sprayed on the food that she was eating? Like, all of this stuff, we have to look at it both ways subjectively. We have to.
Number 11. A 2,600-year-old stone slab from Egyptian Pharaoh. While preparing his land for planting, a farmer in northeastern Egypt uncovered an incredible relic from the past, a sandstone slab, or stela, dating back 2,600 years. This remarkable artifact, measuring 91 inches in length and 41 inches in width, hails from the reign of Pharaoh Wahibre Hibre, also known as Apis. Wahibre Hibre ruled Egypt during the 26th dynasty from around 589 BCE to 570 BCE. The period was marked by military conflicts and political instability, and Apis' reign is particularly noted for tensions with the Phoenicians and a civil war that ultimately led to his downfall. The stela is covered in hieroglyphs, with 15 lines of inscriptions detailing the pharaoh's military campaigns. It also includes a winged sun disk and a royal cartouche bearing Apis' name. The artifact's connection to military activity is further emphasized by its detailed carvings, and it is believed to commemorate a victory or significant event during Apis' reign. The stela's discovery provides an invaluable glimpse into this tumultuous period of ancient Egyptian history, shedding light on the military and political struggles that defined the 26th dynasty. Ongoing translations of the hieroglyphs might reveal even more details about the life and reign of this lesser-known pharaoh. Time for the fancy topic. A Texas farmer was digging in a field when he unearthed this. What began as a routine task quickly turned into a bizarre and chilling encounter. As he unearthed the ground, the farmer found a creature unlike anything he had ever seen. The strange being had the body of a human, but its head and features were undeniably animalistic, resembling a wild boar. The creature, which appeared to be in a state of decay, seemed to be in an aggressive posture, snarling and showing sharp teeth. Local authorities were called to the scene, and the discovery sparked intense speculation. Experts are baffled by the find, with some suggesting it could be a freak animal mutation, while others are raising concerns about whether it could be an ancient species long believed to be extinct. The farmer, now shaken, has been advised to stay away from the area until further investigation. Could this be a scientific breakthrough or something more sinister? What do you think it is? Let us know in the comments with the hashtag #FancyTopic. Number 10. Tangled snakes. In southern Thailand, a farmer's morning took an unexpected turn when she discovered two massive king cobras caught in a wire fence. The snakes, one measuring 8 feet and the other 7 feet, were found entangled in the netting designed to protect a duck pond. They were struggling in a tight, desperate battle for freedom. Recognizing the danger of the situation, Farmer Boonserb Nakthongkul immediately called for help, and a wildlife rescue team arrived within minutes to assess the situation. The team, consisting of 5 trained rescuers, knew that handling the cobras required great care. Slowly and methodically, they worked to untangle the snakes from the netting, aware that a sudden move could trigger an attack. Once freed, the cobras were safely placed into separate sacks for transport and were eventually released back into the wild. This dramatic incident occurred during the king cobra's mating season, which explained why the two snakes were found together. Interestingly, the male king cobra, although smaller, was just as aggressive as the female. This rescue operation marked the 10th and 11th king cobras the team had encountered in just 2 months, showcasing the risks and challenges posed by these powerful creatures during their mating period. Number 9.
Yeah, I know he wouldn't have been waiting on me to come over there and save or rescue him. He'd have been there. Yep, he'd still be there today.
Horde of Roman coins. In 2015, a quiet day in the village of Viking, Switzerland was dramatically interrupted when a local farmer stumbled upon a hidden treasure. While tending to his cherry orchard, the farmer noticed something unusual, a glimmering object poking out from a molehill. Curious, he began to dig, uncovering what turned out to be one of the largest collections of Roman coins ever found in Switzerland. This wasn't just a small cache. The hoard contained over 4,000 coins, the majority being bronze, with a few pieces containing up to 5% silver. These coins, weighing 15 kilograms, had been buried nearly 1,700 years ago, sometime between 270 and 305 AD. The coins dated back to the reigns of Roman emperors Aurelian and Maximian, figures who played significant roles in the empire's history. The preservation of the coins was remarkable. Many were in nearly perfect condition, their inscriptions still clearly visible, indicating that they were buried shortly after being minted. Some coins were even discovered in small leather pouches, suggesting they had been deliberately hidden away, likely during a period of political or economic uncertainty. Following the discovery, the farmer followed Swiss law and immediately contacted local archaeological authorities. After months of careful excavation, the find was confirmed to be one of the most significant Roman coin hoards ever unearthed in the region. Today, these artifacts are preserved and displayed at the Vindenis Museum in Brugge. Number 8. Medieval Plague Pit. In the peaceful fields of Lincolnshire, England, a routine day of farming unexpectedly turned into a chilling walk through history. While working near the historic Thornton Abbey, a local farmer uncovered a mass grave containing the remains of 48 people, including 27 children. The grave dates back to the mid-14th century, a time when the Black Death ravaged Europe, wiping out nearly half of England's population. The victims were carefully buried in overlapping rows, a grim reminder of the scale of the pandemic that devastated medieval society. What makes this discovery especially significant is that it offers new insights into how rural communities dealt with the aftermath of such a catastrophic event. Thornton Abbey, a religious and medical hub at the time, likely served as a refuge for many who succumbed to the plague. Further analysis of the remains confirmed that the individuals were infected with Yersinia pestis, the bacterium responsible for the Black Death. This discovery has given archaeologists and historians invaluable information about the social and medical response to the plague during its deadly sweep through England. Number 7.
Now, I know when we find stuff like that in ice, we have to be worried because it can be released back in the atmosphere. It's been preserved pretty well because of the ice, so it could be that all over again. You're experiencing whatever disease that was. I wonder if that's the same thing for them. Maybe it's in the soil. That's why I was asking that question earlier. Like, do we have to be worried? Like, them down there digging, uncovering it, it's in the soil, touching it. Could it still be active or alive, or is it, we don't have to worry about it? That's a question. Because then that goes into if it's possibly is active and alive, and then somebody doesn't know that stuff is down there and then farms over that soil, here goes some problems.
Mastadon skull. In 2014, a farmer working in the rolling hills of southern France made a remarkable discovery that would forever change our understanding of prehistoric life. While plowing his field, the farmer unearthed the skull of an ancient Pyrenean mastodon, a creature that roamed the region millions of years ago. At first, the farmer hesitated to reveal his find, fearing that archaeologists and treasure hunters might swarm his property. But after 2 years, he finally contacted the Natural History Museum of Toulouse, where experts confirmed the significance of the discovery. This mastodon, which lived between 11 and 13 million years ago, had a distinct set of 4 tusks, 2 on the upper jaw and 2 on the lower, an anatomical feature that made this species particularly unique. Before this groundbreaking find, the only known remains of this mastodon species were a few fossilized teeth discovered in the area back in 1857. The complete skull is now hailed as one of the most important paleontological finds of recent years, offering rare insights into the prehistoric fauna of the Pyrenees. Scientists are currently analyzing the skull, hoping to learn more about the species' behavior and its role in the ecosystem of that time. Number 6. Rat King. In a quiet village in Saru, Estonia, farmer Rain Kiev made an eerie and astonishing discovery that stunned both locals and scientists alike. One day, while performing his usual chores, Rain heard strange squeaking noises coming from the floor of his shed. Upon investigating, he found something truly bizarre: a rat king. This rare and unsettling phenomenon involved 16 black rats whose tails had become hopelessly tangled together, forming a grotesque knot. 7 of the rats were still alive, desperately attempting to break free, but their efforts only tightened the knot. The remaining rats had suffocated in the process. Rat kings are extremely rare, with only 58 recorded cases since the 16th century. Rain initially placed the rats on wooden planks outside his home, not fully aware of the historical significance of the discovery. However, when a local reporter learned about it, the story quickly gained traction, sparking interest from scientists and historians. The Rat King was eventually sent to the Natural History Museum at the University of Tartu for study. Experts believe that rat kings are most likely formed in cold conditions when rats huddle together for warmth. Their long tails, prone to tangling, become frozen or stuck together by dirt, ice, or their own excrement, creating a bond that's almost impossible to escape. Number 5. Glyptodon Shell. In 2015, farmer Jose Antonio Nieves was out for a casual walk on his property in Argentina when he made an extraordinary discovery that would captivate the scientific community. As he wandered near a muddy riverbank, something caught his eye: a strange, round object poking out of the earth. Upon closer inspection, Jose realized it was not an ordinary rock, but something far older and more remarkable. It was the fossilized shell of a Glyptodon, an ancient creature that roamed South America thousands of years ago. These massive armadillo-like animals, which grew to the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, were known for their thick protective shells and formidable tails, which were likely used in battles with other Glyptodons, much like how deer use antlers. The Glyptodon, a herbivorous mammal, lived during the Pleistocene epoch and may have shared the land with early human settlers who possibly hunted them. Jose's discovery stunned paleontologists, who marveled at the nearly intact condition of the shell, which was incredibly well preserved. The site became a point of interest for archaeologists and fossil hunters, eager to learn more about this extinct species. The discovery not only provided a glimpse into the past, but also sparked discussions on how the Glyptodon may have interacted with its environment and the early human inhabitants of the region. This rare find continues to deepen our understanding of prehistoric life in South America. Number 4. Woolly mammoth bones. In Michigan, 2015 became an unforgettable year for soybean farmer James Brissell. While installing a drainage system on his field, James's equipment struck something unusually solid beneath the surface. At first, he thought it was just another rock, but upon further excavation, he was astonished to find that it was not a rock at all. It was the rib of a woolly mammoth. This chance discovery led to an even more incredible find. After paleontologists arrived on the scene, they unearthed nearly 40 additional bones, including the mammoth's skull, tusks, and teeth. The bones were remarkably well preserved, buried in pond sediments that protected them from the elements over the millennia. The bones are estimated to be between 11,000 and 715,000 years old, shedding light on the time when these majestic creatures roamed North America during the Ice Age. What made this discovery even more fascinating was the possibility that early humans may have interacted with and even butchered the mammoth. Signs of
What if that's what it's going to take to stop, like, global warming? Like, bringing back those animals from that time, from that prehistoric time, woolly mammoths and different things like that, some dinosaurs that that allowed the planet to possibly flourish at the time. Now we're dealing with global warming. What if they figure out that's what it's going to take to fix it? Then you're going to hear Elon Musk is bringing back, and if you ever hear Elon Musk is bringing back dinosaurs, you can go ahead and sign that into, you might as well believe it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I don't know why that just popped in my head. It was just random.
Of cuts and damage on the bones suggested that the mammoth was processed by human hands, providing valuable evidence of the relationship between humans and megafauna. The remains of the mammoth are now on display at the University of Michigan's Museum of Natural History, where they continue to intrigue scientists and visitors alike. This rare find turned James's farm into an unexpected treasure trove of prehistoric history. Number 3. Mysterious eggs. In an unusual twist of fate, Farmer Jack of the Midwest discovered something truly baffling on his farm that would send chills down anyone's spine. One morning, as he walked toward his barn, he was startled by a strange sound, unlike anything he had ever heard before. At first, Jack thought it was a mechanical issue, but the noise persisted and grew more intense, causing the hair on the back of his neck to stand on end. As he ventured into his cornfield to investigate, he was shocked by the sight of dozens of large, glowing eggs scattered across the soil. These eggs were unlike anything Jack had ever seen before, large, eerie, and emitting a faint glow under the early morning sun. Jack's daughters, Mary and Giselle, were equally mystified and insisted that he investigate further, though Jack was initially ready to destroy the eggs to protect his crops. His daughters, however, pleaded with him to hold off. As the eggs began to tremble, Jack realized something even stranger was unfolding before him. The first egg cracked open, revealing a creature unlike anything they could have imagined. This bizarre event set off a chain of questions and concerns. What were these creatures? Where did they come from? And how could something so unusual appear on their farm? The family was left in suspense, grappling with what they had just witnessed. The discovery left them with more questions than answers, raising a sense of mystery that none could explain. Number 2. 1,000-year-old Viking Sword. In May 2024, Øyvind Tveitene Lavre, a Norwegian farmer from Suldal, was going about his usual task of clearing stones from his field when he made a discovery that would spark interest among archaeologists and historians. While preparing his land for plowing, Lavre noticed a piece of metal protruding from the soil. At first, he assumed it was just another discarded piece of old farm equipment. However, upon closer inspection, he realized this was no ordinary piece of metal. It was a Viking sword, well preserved after being buried for nearly 1,000 years. Measuring around 14.5 inches in length, the sword dates back to the Viking Age, around 900 to 1050 CE, a period when the Vikings were establishing their dominance across northern Europe. Archaeologists were thrilled by the discovery, particularly due to an inscription found on the blade, which indicated that it might be an Ulfbert sword. Ulfbert swords were known for their superior craftsmanship, made with high-quality materials that were rare for the time. These swords were prized by Viking warriors for their strength and precision. The sword's exceptional condition was partly due to the dense clay it was buried in, which helped preserve its handle and much of its blade. This find is especially important as it marks the first Ulfbert sword discovered in Rogaland, Norway, offering a unique glimpse into Viking history and culture. Thanks to Lavre's discovery, the sword is now a key piece of the region's Viking heritage. Number 1. Colombian Mammoth. In 2015, Texas farmer Wayne McEwen made a discovery that would make history books. He unearthed a nearly complete Colombian mammoth skeleton on his 138-acre ranch in southern Ellis County. The mammoth, which roamed North America during the Ice Age, was larger and hairless compared to its woolly cousin. Wayne's discovery, which took place while he was digging in a field, provided scientists with an invaluable opportunity to study these ancient giants. The skeleton, remarkably well preserved, was nearly intact, including its massive tusks, offering a rare chance to learn about the mammoth's anatomy, diet, and environment. The Colombian mammoth, a symbol of the Pleistocene epoch, was a massive herbivore that once roamed the plains of North America. McEwen's find has provided scientists with vital information on these creatures' lifestyles and their interactions with the environment around them. After the discovery, McEwen decided to donate the mammoth's remains to the Pharaoh Museum of Nature and Science in Dallas, where paleontologists have been able to study it in detail. This extraordinary find has sparked public interest in prehistoric life, and the skeleton continues to offer insights into the mammoth's role in Ice Age ecosystems, making it one of the most significant discoveries of its kind in Texas. Have you ever dug up anything amazing in a field?